Census is so very important. We need to participate and let people know that we do exist. We are not shadow people. We are here, and we need to be counted.
Our children are very, very important, and for them to count and for them to be counted is what is our future.
It records who's alive now, it records what we're doing. It also can make plans for what we need to do in the future.
Now, today, it's even more important for us to make sure that we're counted. Our tribe and our communities continue to grow, and that needs to be reflected in the census.
Historically, we as Native Americans are the number one miscounted out of any race.
A lot of times, we're not thinking about how an inaccurate account affects us. In the past, low numbers have really hurt us with housing, with health, with program development.
Every single dollar that comes into Delaware County, every single dollar that comes into California, you count as an individual. And the fact that you're Native, that you're a Native count, that counts too.
I know personally people who are on programs like housing or Head Start that they're waiting to get into because we don't have the resources here.
If you don't have the numbers, there's no way to rationalize the support that's going to come from those numbers. Getting a good accounting is very important, and it's going to affect us for the next decade.
And it is affecting us because of the undercount that we had the last 10 years.
My nieces and my nephews will not have to wait in a line because I didn't fill out a paper, and my grandma's not going to have to sit in IHS for hours to get medication because I didn't just fill out a paper. That's going to bring dollars that we've been wasting away and having it float down the river every single year because we're afraid to open the door or we're afraid to give people that information. 10 years from now, we don't want to be kicking ourselves for not doing what we could have done for our people.
About $3,500 per person if they're not counted. So a family of four, that's $14,000 a year. Over 10 years, that's $140,000. And we do that from, 5 families or 10 families. That's over $1 million not coming back to our own community because we didn't fill out the census.
We survived. We are the largest surviving tribe because we ran and hid, and that's not really working for us anymore. We need a new approach, and we have to engage, and I'm asking you to do that.
I've been working with the census for a long time, and I know that it's been hard to get an accurate count of Native people. In one count in Siskiyou County, I think they said that there was like 30 to 40 Kuduk tribal members, and I know I have 30 to 40 cousins in each small town along the road. It's important for us to represent ourselves and be counted.
We all have families up and down the rivers, and we try to make sure that everybody's counted.
It's also important to fill out the census because for a long time they tried to keep us from being counted.
We need to get the rest of the state and the rest of the country and the world past the notion that we don't exist, that we went away, that somehow we have become invisible, and that is really not a good thing.
They tried to pretend like there weren't very many of us left, and we are still here. So it's time for us to stand up and be the people telling our own stories.
The people that I come from, my personal family, they're dance makers, medicine women, midwives, boat makers, net makers, fishers. They all taught us things for a reason. That's who we are. That's our cultural lifeways. And that way, we're sustaining ourselves, our ancestry, the people we come from, as well as building the future. So every person needs to participate in the 2020 census.
It takes a village to go out there and strive. So let's all do this together and go out there and reach for the stars.
The 2020 census will be my first census ever, so super stoked.
We as Native American people, I can say as being a Native American woman, I'm tired of not being counted. So take this opportunity, make a change, make a difference, fill out the 2020 census so that we can finally be seen. You matter, just as much as I matter. I count, you count, we all count.
Be counted because you matter.
Our people who came before us understood the importance of being counted to make sure that they were heard, that they were here, and I think it's just as important for us today.
We're the first people here. You count, I count, we all count.